audience and positive comments. Looks like Gracie's up here. Your turn.
Okay. In the last month, the ASB has taken many steps to better our school and our ASB as a team. On the third, we had a whole school assembly. After doing a greeting, we played a video that we created, a video of people all over the school asking them questions about respectfulness. We did this because respectfulness is a personality trait of the quarter. This was a fun new thing because the little kids were excited to be in a video for the assembly. In this assembly, we played 2 games where we picked people from the superhero teams to compete for points. The games were head, shoulders, knees, cut, and a cut flipping race. We also did our monthly tradition of Tiger Cat Awards, where teachers / staff can nominate anyone in the school for doing something good. On the 7th, the ASB officers and 2 middle schoolers went to an ASB workshop in Colfax. The middle schoolers went as potential future officers. Throughout the day, we learned many important things. We learned about creating creative events other schools have done. We made a poster about what we love about our school and what we'd like to improve. We worked on networking and being social with new people. Also, we talked about taking care of our students / peers and ourselves. One of our biggest takeaways from this event was an organizational tool called a duty board. This helps us keep track of what we need to do, are doing, and have done. It also helps us keep track of who is working on what. This was a very helpful and fun day for everyone who went. On the 17th, the ASB put together an escape room. We put together 4 rooms, 1 for each superhero team. In the rooms, some puzzles required elementary, middle school, high school, and staff to participate. The ASB has never run an escape room like this before. It was a Halloween theme and had a storyline of escaping a classroom, but we made sure that it wasn't too scary for the little kids. The teams were challenged to finish the escape room first to win the most points for their teams. While the other teams were still working on the rooms, the teams that were finished played a follow the leader type game in the pit. Afterwards, we asked people of all ages how they thought it went, and there seemed to be a very positive experience from everyone. For the next 2 weeks, we are focusing on planning homecoming events. Homecoming week will be from October 27th through the 1st of November. We have already created a dress-up things for homecoming week. We sent out a forum for the high school to vote for homecoming royalty. And the volleyball team is playing a game on the 30th against the alumni volleyball players. At this game, we will be announcing our royalty. This should be a very engaging event for the community. We have a lot of fun events planned for homecoming, but we still need to finalize everything.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Gracie?
Seems to be going good. Yep. Good work.
I need to know who the officers are. I'm kind of behind on that. So could you tell me that, please?
So the president is Olivia McGregor.
Okay.
The vice president is Chloe Waddell.
Okay.
The secretary is Olivia Danielson.
Okay.
The treasurer is Jay Cohn,
Okay.
and I am the representative.
Okay. To the board.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Let's go watch the Mariners game.
What did he say?
I'm gonna go watch the Mariners game.
That's nice of it.
See you, Wyatt.
Yeah, Wyatt. Nice for you being here. Okay. Moving on to the consent agenda. We're going to take each one individually. We'll start with 6A. Jeff Gates, out of field computer science teaching.
I move we approve field computer science for Jeff Gates for the 25-26.
Second.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Jeff Gates as out of field for computer science for the 25-26 school year. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passes. Guess you gotta keep working, Mr. Gates. Okay. Now we move on to policy 3241, 3241P, 3241F, 3241F2. This is the 4th reading on this one. I don't know if I have this one. Does everybody have this one?
Well, it was from 4 months ago.
Well, 4 months ago.
Okay. And how are we feeling about it? 'Cause I don't know.
I was still kind of waiting for some explanation on some.
Well, we didn't really get much information, just what's happening the last
Teresa
couple.
was still needing to go through some of them, right? Is that what I remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, because we have them. So maybe Doug has, I don't know.
a little bit of information on the policies.
The readings, like that is a lot.
What's that?
Policy 3241, 3241P, all those, have we looked through?
So B, Doug.
So 6B,
on the consent agenda. No,
no?
these are older than that.
Discipline, procedure, and
I was trying to find one.
I think that's what it was. It's just the where we had to go with the student discipline.
Oh, yeah, like you have to have the parent, that one?
Yeah.
Is it that one?
Yeah,
Where
the
they have to be contacted and then
Yeah,
the order of,
That makes sense, there's a 3,000 series of student. So I just can't find it. The notebook's from
Yeah, most of it just has to do with the
Procedure.
order of who you contact first. There was nothing really alarming in that one.
do we think we can
I
approve
didn't
them? Like, if that was the only thing, cause I do remember,
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It was, a lot of it was just related to kids that, like, if they had a sexual offense against them and reporting or firearms, drug use, a lot of that was, I don't know if it was added to the policy, but I don't know if that was in the last policy. But I know that that was in this policy, which we don't have a lot of that. Like, a lot of it was just more what the procedure is if you have a student that does those things.
yeah,
Okay, so we have an option of either passing it or tabling it till the next meeting, or I'm open for suggestions or a motion from the board on this.
I feel like I'm okay going forward with approving those, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Danielle,
I think I'm fine with that one too.
Seth,
yes. I think the only reason that we were waiting was because we hadn't gone all the way through it and we hadn't found out what the new changes were.
Yeah, it's what we were.
That's what we're waiting
I think we gotta lump them into some of the policies we've gotten after that.
for. Correct.
So
okay,
that might be the only line we're
Just this big.
with,
tonight, possibly.
okay.
But,
Okay, does somebody want to make a motion on those?
It always goes.
I move we approve policy 3241, 3241B, 3241F, 3241F2 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve policy 3241, 3241B, 3241F, 3241F2. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, it passes. It's approved. Okay, C, policy 2410P. Anybody know anything about that?
That's what I learned.
That's, is that the graphic or no, that's,
Third,
High school graduation
so that
requirements.
would have been,
Oh,
yeah.
that would have been, August.
yeah.
This last
No, because I remember Teresa saying she just hadn't had time to really go through and check the,
So that was 2020 and 20B were the ones that were
2020 and 2020P are what she was supposed to be checking on.
oh,
and also, I think for two above it,
Oh, really?
we haven't gone through those either.
Oh,
No,
oh,
we
really?
have not. No.
So you think C and D are part of that as well?
It's
Okay,
just something we're not ready to do.
2110P is procedure for high school graduation requirements. Tommy just gave us.
We have,
I'm okay with tabling it.
so we're gonna table C and D and E, is that what we're gonna do till the next meeting? Okay,
That's correct, yes.
Yes.
I would entertain a motion to that, because I can't do that on my own.
I move that we table consent agenda item C, D, and E till next week.
Is there a second?
Second.
So moved and seconded to table consent agenda C, D, and E until the next meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. It's tabled until the next meeting, so. Okay. Now, so policy, so 6F, policy 3242. That came in our packet this time, and that's the first reading. I personally didn't see anything wrong with it.
The old policy just has one sentence. It says students are to remain on campus once the day starts unless given permission to go home. That's all it says. And what Teresa wanted to do was to be able to allow 11th and 12th graders only to be able to leave on this back.
But they would still have to have
They
it
still have
there.
to check out.
Yeah.
Correct.
Check
Yeah.
out. But freshmen, sophomores, their parents would have to call in, excuse them.
Okay.
And so she wanted to add those, well, actually, that very first sentence is the only thing that was in the old policy. All students are required to remain on school grounds at the time of arrival until the end of the school day unless they are officially excused. And so she wants to be able to add the second paragraph to this paragraph.
Which is a one-time parent-student form they sign, which would save Tammy a lot of time because she gets all these calls right before lunch from parents because every single day they have to give permission for the kids to leave campus.
I know that they have to drive in their own cars. That's not stated like that, but is that something we need to add in there? I mean, they can't ride together. I think that's the rule now. I didn't know if you put this in the policy that they can leave campus, can they ride together? Or is it separate cars? You leave by yourself.
It's not written down.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Do we want it written down?
Yeah, well, you can add it if you want to.
I just think I think it's a rule now, is Tammy won't let them go unless they're all driving separate cars. I don't know how that would work parent-wise. We need to get a parent permission that he can ride with somebody. I don't know.
So athletics, we don't let them, just because they're more likely to make a stupid decision with somebody else in the car. It would be hard. I think if you had it, would be good just in case something happened. Be really hard to police probably, unless something did happen, but you'd have it on the books.
So,
That
add
would
it.
be my only suggestion.
Okay. And do you want to have that next meeting or this meeting? You want to pass it now or later? What do you want to do?
I think she's already doing it.
Okay, so let's amend the policy and add what Danielle wants added. And Danielle, you need to state that amendment
All right.
somehow.
Okay. All right. I will approve policy 3242 with the amendment of the the grade school 11th and 12th with parent guardian permission slip, but they need to drive separate in their own personal cars. No passengers. Sorry, I had to think that in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Danielle, here's the deal. Let's say that Terry and I are going to school.
Yeah.
And I want to borrow Terry's car to go downtown. He's not in his car, but he says, "Go ahead, Harm, take my car."
No.
Is that illegal?
No, I would say no. Can't do it.
Okay, I'm just trying to get.
No, I'm
everything the way it's
saying
supposed
you
to
could
be.
bring your own car.
Okay.
You go to lunch by yourself in your own vehicle. is that
I mean,
what
they're
you're
all going to the same place, right? We know that they're going to the same place.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but and I'm okay if my kid goes with somebody if they have my permission. But I'm gonna have to call the school, right, and say, yeah, my kid can go to lunch with this person. But if we don't have that, I don't want 3 kids to jump in the car with a junior
Right.
and all the junior boys go.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to get clarification.
Okay, I
That's
mean,
all
I
I'm
don't know.
asking.
That's all I'm saying. I'd rather everybody just do their own.
So do you want to add in there then that students that want to write as another student have to get parent permission
That's what I would
to write a one-time thing, or?
I would say like one time, if you always know that like Jake and Bo, like the two boys, like always go together, maybe we add a section onto the slip that says that this is the, I don't know, that probably gets a little confusing.
And keep it just 11 and 12.
Jake and
Yes.
Bo.
I like the 11th and 12th. I don't know, I'm just trying to cover ourselves.
That's
You know?
I'm fine with it. I just want to make sure and we're going to call it a friendly amendment, so we don't have to vote on the amendment
Yes.
and the policy both. We're going to vote on just one thing tonight. If everybody's okay with that, if we call it a friendly amendment.
Yep.
So Tanya, do you have the change written down somewhere?
I am right now writing it down and probably specify for lunch only, so, right?
As long as that's what Teresa's wanting, is that what she's wanting?
I think so.
Yeah, there's lots of questions. I mean, I remember before football games, we all jumped in the ring. and went to
We
the store.
sure
I
did.
mean,
Well,
just,
that's what I'm trying to think of, like
That's
how it's.
Yes.
hold
We
on.
all, you know what, we all went to the cafe in one time.
I agree. I did this
Have
too.
supper.
I did this too. At all times, be notified if decisions
All the
made.
time.
May be permitted to leave
And
campus
maybe not
during
the
the
same
school.
as some-
It says lunch period here.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
with
that.
prior approval from the high school principal and signed parent guardian. But I mean, after school, you're on your own. I mean, if you gotta wait before a game, I mean, we all jump in the carts.
When school gets out.
It's school's out.
So,
She wrote lunchtime and
you know, I talked to her about it, she wants this just for lunch.
Okay. Do you have it, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so one of these board members is gonna have to read the new policy, where we're adding, so we can pass this policy. 'Cause I just can't go, we're passing policy 3242. I can say as amended if we can pull it off, and then we can vote on it if you want to. Is that how you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
alright, I'm gonna.
I would entertain a motion to approve policy 3242 as amended.
I will make a motion to approve policy 3242, closed campus, as, with amendment, as proposed.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve policy 3242, closed campus with the amendment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, it passes as amended. Okay. Policy 5406T and 5406P, do we know anything about that?
Yeah, that's a lead sharing.
Oh, yeah.
This came up because we thought we were going to, didn't come up, doesn't happen very often where people need to share.
Right.
And so it did come up this fall that it could be a possibility that, but we didn't know for sure anyway. When I pulled up this policy, I realized that it hadn't been updated since '99. And so at least it's when they put it out. But I'm gonna ask if you could wait on this one, because Tanya and I need to talk. There's some things that we just want to make sure that we're okay with, like the number of, if you look on number 6, on under the procedure part, from 5406P, number 6, it extends out, let's see, the employees shall not receive a total of more than 522 days of sick leave. That's like 3 times what it is now. So I just want to make sure
Okay,
everything kind of covered.
so we're going to pass on that.
So that's on that one.
Okay. We're going to deal with that later. Policy 1630.
That's evaluation of the superintendent. What it does is it states that 8 different areas that you have to have a system of evaluation. It doesn't have to do with just that you have to evaluate the different areas. And this is considered critical.
I know.
I did read this one because that was my wheelhouse, those two. And basically you guys are already evaluating. I pulled out the evaluation sheet that you currently use, and all of these things that are that I could tell were added from the last one, which are these. Or you're already evaluating on the sheet, so. The only difference was right here where it says superintendent and their performance, the board on the basis of evaluation may terminate was added before that was left out. Everything else.
We talked about changing it.
We have.
It's never-
Never done it.
But anyway, this is, it's critical and and my understanding is the main thing is that have to be.
Okay.
She thinks that
We'll do the pass now.
I think we can do HI and J.
Oh, do you?
I think we can do one of those.
you could approve this one. you
So are we gonna do HI and J together?
I'll give it that if everybody else is.
Okay.
Because I mean, the policies we got for this, first reading, I mean,
I like it.
yeah, so we think we can approve all those.
could- Did you look through the medical ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a letter under packet that Teresa wrote. She said she didn't see any major discrepancy. Give everybody a packet with the stable together. And this is the first part is just an email from her saying that she didn't see any major discrepancies in regards to the medication.
It was.
Because I think I sent her three. I sent her three.
Oh, gotcha.
Is everybody okay with the next three, HI and J?
Yes.
HI and J.
Oh, yeah, yes, yes, okay.
Everybody's good with those?
Yep.
I move we approve consent agenda items HI and J as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve consent agenda HI and J as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Okay, we're down to capital levy.
Okay, in your packet, that I gave you, the stapled together. On the first page is a letter from Cindy, the next two pages are colors for the connector. I'm going to go past that and then go to the next page where it says scope and grant at the top of it.
Yep.
Okay, so I got this at 2:30 today. This outline, it goes through everything with the urgent repair grant and also the capital levy. I'll just try to summarize it real quick. The urgent, because the urgent repair is what we're going for to try to fix the cracks. And I have some pictures to share with you when we get to that part. On the second page of this, it refers to the capital levy. Okay, so I just at once. Okay, the capital levy, our funding runs out next year, 26. So if we want to continue to not have a break in funding, we need to run the capital levy next year. The first opportunity is February 10th. You can do it February 10th, which the voters are used to voting on levies in February. You can also do it in April, and then you can do it in August. The advantage to doing it early is if you don't pass it, you try it again, and then almost anything. If you wait till August and you don't pass it, you have to wait till next year. Start over basically. And so what we need to decide tonight, and I'll let Harm, Terry kind of talk about it, we'll talk about it out there. We would have to come up with a resolution, with a basic plan. You know, and in the past, when they wrote the resolution and the basic plan, they tried to include other areas that we didn't really specifically know, again with their technology and some of those things, so that we can do it. Our levies have been $1.1 million for the last 2 or 3 that we've run. So we need to decide if you want to run a levy in February, if you want to keep the amount the same, because it has to be on the ballot, written up by December 12th. which means that we, in November, we would have to vote and approve, by then I would have the resolution for it. Otherwise, we'd have to have a special meeting before then. So, what a plan would be, if the board could share what they would like to run, like what they would like to fund with the capital levy, the amount, and what the project would be, then I can get Greg to come in and start coming up with some numbers. Does that make sense? And we may, there is, I can't give you a percentage, but there is a decent chance that we're not gonna be able to fix the cracks for $600,000. It's possible. And so if that were the case, then we're gonna need some more money that we could use from the capital, or capital levy to fix what we could pay for. Now, when we talk about the urgent repair, so that makes sense.
Yeah, is the urgent repair grant, we applied for this, or is this is not the 30,000?
Urgent repair.
No,
Okay, it's not that, it's,
no, that was that planning grant and it's already been spent. They haven't billed us yet, but
Okay.
it's going to Apollo for the planning they did on
Yeah,
the big project, the $6
but they
million
thought that
project.
we, could get more,
Yeah.
but this is a completely separate.
Yeah, this is we can get up to 600,000, and again, Apollo is going to help with this grant. They've already written, there's a 2 or 3, and they've gotten the funds already. So you kind of want to.
Apollo does about half of the grants for the schools in the state. That's how they earn their living, is that they write the grant, they don't charge you anything to write the grant. And if they get the grant, then they start, they use that to do a
And this grant is due within 3 weeks. It's November 7th and November 12th. I can't remember, but it's coming up really
There are
fast.
3 things going on. One is we gotta decide about the capital levy. Start going on this. The other one is the urgent repair grant. And that's the one that Hunter's gonna help us with. We've been working with Greg. I'll go all through all this. And then the other one is the small school modernization grant that we're on the list.
That's right.
That's the $6 million.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's, yeah,
Okay.
I remember now.
3 different ones, they're all different.
All different, but I'm saying, we don't know exactly how much money we're gonna get from this urgent repair grant.
No, we don't. We're gonna apply for 600,000.
Okay.
We're gonna apply for 600. That's what Greg and Hunter said that that's the best thing to do, because they don't know for sure of all the work that we're gonna be doing.
Yes.
We may be up to. But we're gonna, the way they write up the grant, it's due on the 12th. And, if you look at the, I guess we just go there, look at their grant, not the one. But on this first page here, it goes through, it describes how Apollo and CPA, which is Greg's company, are gonna work together on the project. Greg is gonna, he's working on the logistics, the scope, and the cost. What Hunter's gonna work on is the language for the grant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
I have some pictures to show you too. If you look at it, there's 2 parts to the urgent repair that we may not be able to fund as we. One is fixing the cracks, and Greg's he's assured me that all the cracks are caused by moisture, and I have some pictures here to verify that. The other part of it is to prevent, and that's going to be probably good. And what he's trying to do is he's gonna hopefully within a week he's gonna give me some information on the fund, and then we're gonna have to get involved. But Hunter said we don't have enough time. The good thing with going with Hunter is since we have an agreement with Apollo, and we don't have to go through the bid process. If we don't go with Hunter, we have to go through the bid process. We don't have enough time to do that. Whoever's involved in it. Because you have to, on the bid process, you have to go for some communities. And then you have to have, it's got to be a little detailed. So the advantage of going with Hunter or Apollo is that we do not have to go through that process.
And he wants to get it done within 2 weeks, so if we submit it, it gives us a little bit of wiggle room time, that if we have to make revisions, then we can get our answer and turn around and make some revisions real fast.
Do we have to do
So
something
if
to
it,
go over that or anything? Will we have to, before November 12th or whatever the date is?
he and Greg are working on it, and when they get their part done, then they will either Zoom with January and I, and we'll get an EGMS, and they'll just kind of walk us through where to put everything and or what to say, however we do it.
Okay, so as far as the capital levy is concerned, parliamentary kind of explained, what we would put down in the resolutions.
Well, and then we have to fix, since we have no idea what it's gonna cost at this point, we would have to put fixing the school also.
We have to include this on the contract.
You'd have to be this detailed or just cracked areas? Or-
Fixed damage,
Water
structural
damage,
damage to school,
okay,
or,
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Because that could be a lot of things.
And Doug,
Yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't go to walk down with you on the cracks. The roof needs to be fixed first. I mean, that's where the cracks are becoming worse, is from the roof. So if we get the $600,000, the roofs are gonna be fixed first. Because the cracks, once the water quits running down there, they should not get worse, at least for 1 year. So we just have to.
Either both at the same time,
Or we have to do the roof first, for sure, and then we can do the other if we want to. But I'm just saying that we've gotta fix the roof.
Okay, since we're talking about the roof, this is, I asked Greg to send me pictures, like show them to you, for the water damage. This first picture is right outside Mr. Gates's room, and you can see where the water's went down inside and outside. I'll just go through all the pictures and you can ask questions. This is a picture of the backside of the building, which is probably the worst side for water damage. There's cracks all around it. The second picture is a picture that he took when Randy and I were up on the road right after it rained. And you can see the problem is this part right here is the wall. That's the brick. For some reason, they stopped the roof at the edge of the brick. For some reason, I have no idea why. And so you can see that there's puddles of water there. And so what the water does is it seeps down after weathering. It seeps down between where the roof ends and the brick outside wall is there.
Why wouldn't?
Yeah.
Well, it was
just not happening for 40 years.
So then the next page is another picture. I think it's a different part of the wall, but you can see the same thing. You can see that the water, this is the wall, this is the roof, the metal roof. A few years ago, we replaced all of the screws in the roofing. So we didn't replace the roofing, we just took out all the screws and put new screws in the whole thing. And so you can see where it's black and molding and that kind of thing, water's seeping down inside of it. So, and then the next 2 pages are Greg sent me these. These are images that came on his thermal tool that he uses. And what this thermal does is it shows it where the concentration of concrete is the thickest, and it also shows you where heat is coming out of the inside, which is not good. And that's because the bricks are hollow, and so like they're in the places where there's no supports or
Not filled concrete.
that.
There's some of them are filled with concrete rebar.
This is the elementary, the one that looks like this. I hope I got them all in right order. The elementary one, you can see just has red lines going vertical, and they turn into white. Those red lines are where the walls are reinforced and they pour concrete down. Okay, it starts out red, then it turns to white, but it's I think like every 8 feet around the building. This is the elementary. This is where there's rebar and concrete, like where there's red stripes and then the white down here. It indicates support. It's either concrete, it's both concrete and Rebar. Okay, good. The last page, this is outside Jeff's room for that backside. This is the secondary building, and you can see that it has reinforcement going both vertical and horizontal. The elementary just has reinforcement going vertical. And you can see here that these are reinforcements and these are here. Where the water damage is coming from is like anywhere where it's yellow, where you have heat coming out. And the way he explained it to Randy and I, when water, you guys already know this, when the water goes inside the wall, and then you have changing weather where it's warmer inside than it's outside, that's when the cracks happen. With the moisture being in the wall, the temperature inside and outside being different over years, that's where the cracks happen. So when they repair, what they're gonna have to do is everywhere where there's, flavor on there, where there's cracks, you know, going in. And according to Greg and Apollo was here that day to look at our foundation, they could see no evidence of foundation. So there's no structural issues other than just what's happening in the wall. And then but Carm's right, you know, we can fill them in, but if we don't fix this. What he told me today what he was gonna do was he's gonna come up with kind of a ballpark idea and come up with an architectural drawing with what he thinks we can do is just add to it. That's what he thinks we can do. Your only other choice is to take off quite a bit of the roof. Like, he thinks that if we were to extend it so it was like a normal roof, that over time, over the wall, you know, go down, and he's recommending, the elementary just has shingles. It doesn't have the metal roof. And so down there he's recommending gutters. Up here he's recommending an extension. Both off the wall. Does that make sense?
So, Doug, but won't they have to take these screws out and try and lift this panel and slide it underneath
I'm assuming.
and find the same type of metal so that it fits? And I don't know if we can still buy this or not. I have no idea. Yeah,
Greg was trying to do research on it.
because it's got to go underneath it. It can't go over the top of it. And it needs to, and it might need gutters too, you guys. I mean, I don't know. It might. But we gotta fix this before we worry about the cracks, for sure. We gotta stop the water from running inside the brick. Right.
Yes.
So this outline, this outline is, explains the corrections and intake spaces to include areas of extension, masonry, cracking, replace the rebar, I'm gonna do 3 Gs. Replace rebar areas of extension, masonry, cracking. In some places we'll need to take the wall off. He told me that there's only one wall that he doesn't think that is a moisture problem. That's the wall going to the breezeway by Lincoln's room. You on that map over there. That wall is moved like the bricks are moved. But everything else is water damage. So, and then C, correction for moisture causing. Most cracking appears to be moisture related and water from the vent. So some of that's from our irrigation sprinklers that are hitting the building. So we're going to probably have to either relocate them or make an adjustment somehow so we look at the building. And then the roof runoff. And then on the two, that last thing on the first page, he talks about the same thing. So that's what the urgent repair grant would be. They're both worded at $600,000. So that's where the capital levy. So Harley clearly has some ideas today on the other parts of the capital levy.
The problem is there's so much up in the air right now. If we don't get the other grant, the $6 million, are we gonna have to use the bulk of the next capital for our heating system to keep things running? You know what I mean? If that's not a player, does that capital levy all of a sudden go to fixing our our building problems and fixing heating issues.
Well, if we don't get the $6 million, those, what Seth and I saw at the beginning of the week, we're gonna need to ask for $6 million, because there's, some of these ticket items are $500,000. I mean, just one thing is $500,000. I mean, lighting alone is $418,000.
For in here, you're talking about?
Yes,
So a new ceiling and lighting, or just like
both.
new ceiling and lighting?
But, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
two different animals. I don't,
One is saying we have to replace fan coils instead. Okay, well, now we have to replace some more fan coils. You know what I mean?
and we might have to.
Right. You might shift everything.
It might. Yeah, it might. I think the urgent repair grant we will get. I'm pretty confident about that. I'm not confident about the $6 million.
Yeah, but the 6 million, okay, we didn't get any money, right? Like, we were on the list, so did we get bumped up?
We moved up.
We moved up, but we're still,
We're still way above.
well, I mean,
I'm just saying, you don't think we're gonna not get it after, I mean, I feel like we've been bumped the last 2 years off that list.
This last year.
Oh.
We wrote the grant year before. We were like six.
Okay,
I don't think so.
now we're like
Bumped up
30.
to like 20
Well,
something.
yeah, this year.
Yeah.
They funded like 40-some, so we did move up from being 60 to 23.
I know, if they can't fund at least 23 schools, it's gonna be pretty bad.
It'll probably be 22.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the state's about 17 billion in the hole.
Oh, I know that.
So keep that in mind also, as you're talking about here. We've had revenue surpluses up until this biennium, so,
So
I don't
can we
know.
not do both?
we're doing both.
Okay,
We're doing
or all
both.
3, I mean?
We're doing all three,
Okay,
sure, we're
I'm
doing
like,
all three.
We're doing all 3, right?
Yep.
We're just looking ahead at what is.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys are, if we're trying to fund with the capital levy, the 1,100,000 doesn't even touch anything.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's emergency, keep the wheels on.
That's all it is.
And we're being told that with a short session, that we should hopefully know by March if we're going to get funded for the next year. But Hunter told me is that if we get funded in March, we can actually start doing work in summer, like a year from now, or less than that. If we don't, then we're looking at another year or two.
Probably two, because we're gonna be in the biennium.
Yes, that would be bad.
But since we applied,
Yes.
previous, biennium, Hunter's hopeful, we'll see.
So today we have to we need an action on something?
But today we need to make a decision if we're gonna go forward with that.
And we are.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
We're just trying to decide specifics.
Well, we need to know, and I don't know if we need to know today, but we'll have to come up with an amount.
And we'll have to come up with a scope description,
Yeah, what we're going to spend.
and building repair would be part of that.
Yes.
We've been talking about just redoing the same amount.
Yes, we have.
Is that still what everybody's thinking, or what we've been running?
I mean, that's the most we can do, right?
No,
No, we can,
you could have a $10 million capital levy if you want.
I know with the EPO levy, when we talked to them, they were really pushing us when we do the capital levy again to go for 4 years, not just the 3 years, but.
4 years payout. You mean for the capital levy?
Yeah, to go higher in 4 years.
Oh,
Like extend, make it.
like make it $1.5 million
Yeah.
and go 4 years.
Yeah, but that was when we were working on the EPO levy and we were talking about both, so that was one of those.
The EPO levy, that makes it 28. But
Yeah, I'm not talking about the EPO levy, but we were on the phone talking to the new guy. Who was the old one we had that wrote a resolution?
always a EPO.
Jim McNeil. He retired, and then we were talking to the new guy, and he's seemed a little bit more. Hey, you guys can run this for long amount of time and more money. I think that's, I don't know, catch-22, it's a lot on the community.
I don't think another year doesn't bother me, just because we've been going continuously anyway. With more money, obviously, that's gonna increase everybody's,
Tax.
they're gonna see that increase. But, I say it's,
And we have 2 community levies running right now, one for the ambulance, one for the pharmacy department. So, I mean, between October, we run this in February, I mean, there's a few months in between, maybe it won't hit so hard on everybody in February, I don't know.
February's more of a traditional time of the road.
I think we're set on that.
Yeah, yes,
We're set on
yes.
that.
You have to shoot for February for sure.
I mean,
What's
this
our
is
current
just,
amount again?
what,
What's our current?
111.
It's comes out to 366,000.
Yeah.
If we don't get the urgent repair grant or the $6 million grant, our capital levy money is gonna go to this roof. Guaranteed. I mean, there's no question. The roof, maybe not the brick to start, but the roof. Because we've gotta get that stopped.
Then we gotta ask for more. If we don't get either one of those, we can't run them. We need to do more than,
Well, I think we can fix our roof for 1.1 million.
yes.
So that's what I think we would do if we don't get either one of those grants. But
We need to know the amount tonight. We're obviously running it.
Well, it's not gonna be, because you're not gonna approve of the resolution until
Yeah.
next month. But if you give me the amount, then I can contact Rick, and I can start getting assessments on other things. But there's some other things you were talking about doing under the district.
But unless you're gonna have a special meeting,
Yeah.
is the resolution, we have to have it to by December 12th, and our meeting, I think, is on the 15th.
we have a meeting in November also.
What was that?
We have another board meeting in November.
Oh, November, yeah, sorry. We did this.
The worst case scenario, that much special meeting, you don't get it approved by that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Doug, then, I guess, and this is just me, so I'm not even supposed to be talking, but I want a number for just the repair of the roof. No brick, just the repair of the roof. I want a number for the ceiling in the gymnasium and lighting. And I want a number for the entrance to the gym that we did 2 years ago.
Is that the roof you said?
Nope, to enclose the entrance to the gymnasium.
Oh, okay. Because we did repair, remember they repaired that roof there?
But our wood's coming down inside again now.
It is.
It's when-
Okay. I just trying to figure out what it was.
And I don't know what
we
else.
tried to do it when we did the other gym.
Okay.
We just-
Yes.
It was part of
Part of the.
Yes, I think you told me this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are my 3 things. I don't know if anybody else wants a number for something else.
they gotta try to get
I mean,
numbers
okay,
for
so you,
cracks, too.
yeah, give us the number if you did the bricks, right? Just the roof, but then
Cracks
We,
could
we
be
need
set
to know what that's gonna cost.
separately,
Yeah.
separately, yes.
separately.
And if we're doing the roof, we're gonna fix all the other trim and stuff up there that's looking horrible.
I hope so.
I mean, that's,
Yeah, I had somebody give me a quote to paint it, and I think that you'd be better off on not painting it. Maybe cut the metal off on the
Yep.
metal flashing. It's a pretty expensive quote. So if it's up cost that much to paint it, then you have to put that on.
because I mean, that's looking pretty bad.
It is.
You know, there's, down the elementary, there's,
I agree.
it looks pretty bad.
I agree.
Now, Rick Anderson, put that flashing around 2-3 sides of the building.
Or at the very least, we can do something.
We gotta do it out here
The
for
stuff
sure.
you can see walking up.
Yeah, we do.
could pick four versus
I agree there.
Yes.
And then it would be,
Okay, so anybody else have anything else for us
what
to
did
get
you
numbers
say it
on?
was, No, sorry, not on
That's
that.
okay.
But what did you say that it was right now every year we're running the 1.1?
About 366.
Okay, so then if we did 1.5 over 4 years, it's 375. So is that the rocker we think that would be? I mean, if you look at it that way,
I'm pretty good luck with the 3 year one.
I think we gotta stay, if we go to 1.5 million, I still think we do 3. Because what happens was we wait until we collect all of our money. So by the time 4 years is gone, that extra $400,000 a lot of times is just gone because of because of
Price
inflation,
increases.
Yes.
right? And so it really doesn't help, it doesn't benefit us as much as you think it would.
okay.
That's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm concerned about. Now, I'm just one guy, so everybody needs to say what
No, I
they
don't
think.
really know how that works, so that's good to know.
Well, we always try not to borrow.
Yeah.
Right.
We just do it with cash, and unfortunately, that means we have to wait.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, the added, but, added year, added money, that's gonna help,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to put myself in the community's place with,
Yeah, I agree.
I think before I can make or give a suggestion on what I would do, is I need to know what some of these numbers are that Ben's gonna find out.
Gotcha.
So that we sit down and have that conversation. If it's $2 million to do all this stuff, we might put ourselves out on the gangplank and go for it.
Yes.
If it's $5 million, then we're gonna have to have another conversation. I
agree with
just,
you.
that's just me,
until we know the numbers, it's really hard,
to decide what we're gonna do.
because we only wanna do what we have to do.
Right,
Correct.
got it.
So, but to answer Doug, we're gonna go for all 3, and we're gonna run another capital levy, and we're gonna run it in February. That's what I believe this board is deciding. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
Everybody?
absolutely.
Okay. So there's your answer about that.
So we just need to do more research on the cost.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We need a motion or we don't need a motion?
So
Okay, gotcha.
just give me direction.
Okay.
So does anybody else have any questions about capital levy or the urgent repair grant or the $6 million grant?
Okay.
I'm okay.
When is the earliest we might possibly know about the $6 million grant?
February, that's my guess. It's a short session this year. So
It would be after the session's over.
Yeah.
That we would know if we're in or out.
Because Hunter told us March release.
Yeah, he did.
no, he
Wait
said
till
March. So,
He said March.
Is that for which one?
The
What about,
$6 million one.
okay, and then the urgent repair grant, we should probably find out before then.
That should be
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
what
we would know.
Okay, we would know, okay, that's all.
We should know before our next meeting, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should.
we should.
Yeah,
That would
we
be good.
should, about the urgent repair grant.
That'll help.
That'll help.
That would help. No more other questions.
Okay. The consent agenda. Communications to the board, capital levy, did we cover that, or do you have more to talk about there? Okay,
okay, on the safety in your packet, the very next page, after, just go to the very next page in your packet. This is Teresa's safety report. We had our very first school safety meeting on October 15th. Every year ESG and the state send us out the things that we need to know on safety and the drills we have to do and all. But for some reason they forgot or didn't send it out to everybody. So when I called them and asked them for it, they sent us the instructions and all the drills we have to do and all this. And so we met on those and started scheduling them. So they talk about the staging area, the evacuation site. I'm supposed to contact the Methodist Church again. They've let us use their site as an alternate site every year, and that's only all of campus mapping. The county would like to have something electronically for every school that maps out their entire campus, so that when they show up they could look at it, it'll say like building A, building B, building C, and they were posting a number every door on the inside so that it matches the door on the outside to match the door on the inside. So that's one of my projects this week. Tony and I have already talked about ordering stickers, it's much sticker numbers. So when the police show up, if they have an electronic copy of our building, then we can say, okay, so I'm from this building A, room 5. So, Oakdale is hiring a professional to do that. I checked with all of the other superintendents in the county, and it appears right now that Oakdale is targeting is $5,000. And we don't have to do that. I would like to try to $5,000. So we're going to cut a number and come up with a cleaner map. Or right now, the only map we have in the campus is the one that's in every room that shows the fire exits. So but our plan is to create a map, but probably not to electronic. I think Jake said it's going to cost $4,800. So anyway,
And Doug, we talked about when we were up here going through with Randy, the fire department, he was gonna put some stuff on there to help us also, where the water hookups are, where the, main power centers are and all that kind of stuff. So Randy was let's make sure we talk to Randy about that.
and then the number 5, the ESP system, that's our alert system. We're having a little bit of trouble with it right now for some reason, getting it connected to emergency management. So that's, we did a school messenger alert, and the number of people
Oh, yes, yeah. Right. There's a few people that didn't do it, or it wasn't working.
so anyway, that's all she has.
Technology.
Just getting stuff for Doug and Teresa on Hagen grant stuff to do, some additional Promethean boards, finish up some stuff in the gym, sound system, just some other little things around.
Cross sports.
Volleyball, junior high finished up tonight, beat Colfax younger kids, which was good. So they had a pretty good end of their season, which was good for them. A lot of improvement over the course of the year. Kids for high school volleyball, we've got game in Roselia this week and then the alumni game next week, and then they'll be done. And then junior high basketball, we can start practice this week. Don't have a coach yet, but I'll just fill in until we get somebody going. And then, well, looks like we'll have enough, which is good. I was a little worried, but I think we'll have 6. We got 6 kids that want to play, and they're very excited about it. So we'll make it work with 6 and see how it goes from there. Plenty of girls for junior high basketball come January. Won't have enough for a high school girls team. We really only had one who was really interested on the high school girl side. And then boys, hard to get a read. We're sitting right at 5, maybe 6 if everybody agrees to do it. But I've got 1 or 2 that, depending on the day, tell me what they want to do. So I've had some schools reach out about some games. I just don't want to put us on a schedule and then say, oh, sorry, we don't have enough kids. So that's kind of been the real tough part for me, is just getting that figured out with everybody. So
This is an independent schedule, Jeff, you're talking about.
yeah, so we would, junior high, we're good. It's really easy to put us into the league, but high school, I didn't put us on the league schedule because I didn't know. And so, yeah, we'd go independent, which I think turns some kids off of if we're playing, if we were to play like LRS JV as kind of a C squad team, or Colfax or anybody else where we just kind of went around and played when we could and where we could. Because then, too, if you have a kid leave and say, well, we're going on a ski trip, or we're going to decide to get away, because we've had that before with families where it's, oh, we decided to take off this weekend. And it's like, well, we can't really have anybody take off because might not have a team, which makes it harder to make it work, which has kind of been my frustration and problem. So,
Do you think people need to understand it's a different program now, so that, as a parent, I can see, well, we've got to go visit Aunt Trudy because we have to, whatever. But now knowing that, no, nobody can, if we're going to do this, nobody can leave. Can that be communicated? Do you think everybody get on board with that?
I think they kind of understand, like the kids understand, and I think too they're worried that, well, if there's only 5 of us and if we're only playing for like C squad and it's not going to be this like competitive thing at the end of the year, like it turned 1 or 2 of them off a little bit. I don't know how to overcome that, like with where we are in a situation. I think they understand that if they don't play, they don't go, but I don't know too how passionate they are to do it. You know, like it's the driving force for them to play, if that makes sense.
Is there any other opportunities to play other than playing somebody's C squads or whatever? Is there any, you know, not a traditional alternative? Is there something else we could put together where they could play and have games more competitive? Not league, obviously, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is there?
I mean, if we're willing to travel, there's opportunities where here or there that a team can't get a fill. You know, they have an open spot on a night because somebody couldn't make it work and they're looking for a game. I mean, you know, we went to Thorpe for volleyball for the heck of it, which was a fun night for the kids, but it's like trying to make that work is tough because you're trying to find the right level. You know, you don't want to put us up against a random team that was going to be a body bag game for us because then it's just as bad, which we had to do that a few times. And I think it hurts more than it does because then the kids are like, well, why are we doing this? We're going to get killed. And so it's trying to balance that is the tough one. So I don't have a good answer.
It's definitely think outside the box time, you know, and I just don't know what our kids are expecting, you know, it's enough for them to have a good program where they're learning skills and having some fun and they get to play some games. Is that okay, or does it have to be, you know what I mean? I just don't know what they're expecting.
Right. And that's kind of what we told them. And there was kind of a mixed response from them with that.
Is it just, you know, I don't know what our other opportunities are. If we've got somebody who really wants, you know, they really want to play basketball. I'm hearing Colfax, you know, it sounds like we're totally different levels for basketball. So none of our kids are probably going to go to Colfax play basketball unless they're on a seat. No, I'm just saying, you know, if that's even an option.
Yeah.
So it'd be really nice if we could figure out something here.
Even if, I mean, I guess they probably don't want to practice, you're not going to play games. I'm just saying, I don't want to take a year off. Because then if next year we do have the opportunity and they did play all year,
Right.
I just feel like that's going to be a disadvantage for us, or we're going to just keep losing them.
Like how they kept the after-school stuff going for elementary kids programs.
Yeah. I don't know there. Well, they got the bucks.
Just tell them we'll play 5 alumni basketball games.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. They'd stay here. They wouldn't have to leave.
They can practice with the young ones too.
I'd do it.
They might be all for that alumni game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's, like I said, depending on the day, like I thought one of them, and then one of them's like, well, I don't know if I want to play now. And then it's like, which was what my concern was, because if you're trying to commit to something and you build it, and then a kid decides not to, and then we had a near injury with a kid in a football game. So right there, now you're down to 4. And really, we only have 5 that really were interested, and one of those was there, and then maybe they could drag the 6th along. And then numbers-wise, I mean, we only have 1 8th grader that's interested in playing right now, so we're in the exact same boat again. We're actually in a worse potential boat because we're potentially 2 seniors. So you'd be replacing 2 with 1, and you're back to 5, and then you'd have to have everybody. And so, like I said, we might have 6 for junior high, and that would be kind of the, you know, traditionally you always lose kids from junior high to high school just as a natural thing that occurs as the kids don't want to play it or they find it there. So that would be the hard thing, is getting those couple kids, because we just don't have boys. We have girls, we don't have boys at the moment. And we don't really have a lot of boys coming up either. So we're just kind of in a tough spot.
Okay. Why, we have a lot of girls. Why aren't they playing basketball?
I mean, you know, it's a different sport compared to the other
It is.
sports. And I think that's one of the factors that goes into it. I mean, it was when I was coaching, I mean, you know, Jen's getting 24 girls out and I'm barely pulling teeth to get 8 and 9. And it's, I don't know if it's confidence or anything else where, you know, I get responses from some kids and I try to get them to play, asking them, why aren't you playing? Well, I'm not good. And it's like, I watched you play. Like you were good. You're a good athlete. I've seen you play volleyball. You're a good athlete. And it's like, oh no, I done it. So I don't know if it's a combination of what the game is and then worried about losing or, you know, just the whole thing. And I mean, in basketball is a long season that kind of drags. And I think that factors in. And I just don't know. But when you look at numbers, schools have done well with volleyball. And we're seeing schools then not be able to field basketball teams. And it's not just us, it's everywhere. So I don't know how to overcome that if it's basketball's just become more competitive and more club centric. And so you get the haves and the have-nots, and that drives the have-nots away because you end up with bloodbath games every so often. So you get discouraged because you're losing by 50 every night and you're not enjoying it and you're putting in all the time. And I just don't think there's one good answer because I honestly couldn't answer it when I was coaching to figure it out to get them to turn out.
Are we offering cheerleading then?
Don't bring that up. So yes, Jeff, the 20-game season is horrendous, no question about it. But since we're setting our own schedule, let's talk to these girls about, hey, we're going to play 10 games.
Yep.
You know, let's see if we can shorten up this season, keep them still involved somehow, and not make it last for 3 months. You see what I'm saying? And I might be asking a lot of my AD to do that, but if it's a shortened season and we play some teams that we can beat or think we can, then that builds confidence for next year. And so I'm not opposed to shortening the season and try and talk them into, hey, no, we're not playing 20 games. We'll play 10 games. We know you're getting burnt out, blah, 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 and see if they'll come and play. I think it's something we got to talk about. I really do. Yeah, it's a drag. 20 games, if you're not good, it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's not a lot of fun.
And I will say, like, the younger group, like the junior high, like, they're excited. Like, they want to play, I think, what they did last year with Mr. Starring, excited to play. The problem, like, even with the high school, so right now in the high school, you've had 2 kids that played in junior high, like, to even go all the way back with all of our, so, like, trying to get them back in is, like, tough. I mean, one that would play medically doesn't want to risk injury because of what they've had happen. And so trying to get them, and the one of them that played last year isn't super excited to play. They really had to pull them along to get them to play last year. And so that's going to be the hard part, is just convincing them to do it. And that's where it's like I said, like, I see them play volleyball. It's like, you're good enough athletes, but it's
like a reapproach and re-get them excited. Might be worth it. Worth giving it a shot.
And the volleyball games that we've had, they've been competitive, so that does help a lot.
yes.
I mean, I've got a couple of girls who come to church, out of our church, and they're ecstatic about the volleyball. And they can't wait to tell me about what happened during the week. So that makes me feel really good. So if we can, and I hate to say it, but if we could have a less competitive basketball season and shorten it, maybe we could talk some of these girls into saying, hey, remember how you did in volleyball? Why don't you give it a try in basketball?
Right.
I mean, just because. And maybe they might not do it. I don't know. I just think it's worth, if we have a year where we don't do anything, boy,
But it
boy.
also keeps them, like, I know it might not be like what everyone's looking at, but like in shape. Like, I was a soccer player and I always played basketball to stay in shape in the off season and skill and endurance and all that. but it does help them to stay moving throughout the year and,
Ending up on track too.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, yeah, 20 games, it's great, I agree, especially when you're getting beat every night. It's no fun, it's no fun at all. It's not even fun for the coach.
I think that's a good idea.
But just, if we shortened it, we're setting our own schedule, find some games where they could maybe win, or at least be close.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great thing, I really do, I really think that's what we need to try, so, anyway.
Let's think we're in an interesting spot right now, but it also gives us a lot of opportunity to do things that no other schools can do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe there's something we can do with it.
And
For the boys too. Like, I mean,
And maybe it's different now than in my time. My time is 51 years ago, long time ago. He said in the 1800s, which is close. But, and I don't know how many boys that there is possibly to put a uniform on. I don't know that. But in my day, if there wasn't enough kids to play, we went around and said, hey, Johnny, you're playing so that we have a team. You might not want to play, but you're going to play.
Yeah.
Because in the track season, I didn't want to run a track, but guess what? I did because they wanted to have a track team. I didn't like it, but I did it.
Yeah.
So it's they have to learn. That's part of life. They need to learn that. And the leaders of this school need to push that some because of what we've done here.
Right.
To do away with St. John and Endicott, they need to say, hey, it's time to play.
Right.
And we're going to play.
Yeah.
That needs to be said by the leaders of this school. It really does. Happened in my time. I don't think that's changed too much.
and hopefully the volleyball, it's really given some momentum because it really has been an
Oh my God,
awesome thing to watch and see.
They've been they can't wait to get to my pew to tell me what's going on in volleyball. I mean,
They've
middle
done a
school
great
and high
season.
school. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just. I mean, it's Ashley's daughter that she hit a ball over with her head and got a point. I mean, she just couldn't wait to tell me that story. I mean, just couldn't wait. I mean, so I was ecstatic about it. I mean, so it was cool, I guess,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Yes.
To have some excitement for a change.
Yeah.
Instead of drudgery, where they go, oh, yeah, I had volleyball all week. I mean, that's what I'd heard prior, but not this year. So I've been happy about it. So that's all I got. I might get off the soapbox.
Piece of cake, Jeff.
Yeah. Basically.
All we want's a bear.
Yeah, that's all we want. Okay. Legislative policy.
I don't have anything, but I remember that I did go with this. This is the schedule for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did we look at this last year?
No. Anyway, this is the new schedule, latest one I have, so, bottom line is substantial completion is supposed to be around the 13th of November.
I think I asked this last time, what day? Yeah, you didn't have the completion date yet. That's right. Last time I asked you,
Have
we had
like a
got
little
the date.
diagram.
So this has the draft and shows what they're supposed to be working on at certain times, runs all the way up to the 13th. They did the electrical inspection in the past, so now they can start, putting the insulation and sheetrock and,
Gotcha.
exciting.
Okay.
I also forgot to, this is in the packet too, these are the colors that they're going to use, and there's a drawing down the bottom that matches the number, see where they're going to go. I just made a call a couple of weeks ago on the road, just to really have that sort of thing. I just wanted to be aware of colors. But I don't have anything on that.
Report in here too, is that what I see?
Yeah,
Okay.
the last page is, Teresa wrote it, but it's the same report you give every month, it's kind of divided up by the treasurer and the evaluating on. Talking about the leadership, I know she's been working pretty hard with the leadership team that she has.
Okay.
They're being pretty, I'm not sure the leader, but I know that they're pretty regular. I just went over some school safety with you earlier. I'm not sure what the plan is with the map, the data, but I know that the leadership is looking into how to use this information. And they present it to the staff. You got 4 or 5 teachers on the aligning with curriculum and improvement instruction. Here again, she's meeting with the leadership team, which is Jeff, Mindy, Lauren, Rick, and Howard. That's one of your goals this year, you know, is to get a good grip on the curriculum. That's coming. Start getting things in place. The managing resources, she was talking to her a little bit about some of the grants that we're applying for, the purpose grants, basic grants, healthy kids, healthy school grant. Those are ones that we're filling out right now. So they, criteria number 7, engaging parents and committees. Cody's taking some kids to LCSC and other schools. Usually does 4 or 5 a year. Takes kids to different colleges. Also talking about how the school worked with the LaCrosse Parks for their first ever flag football program. It seemed like they're doing really well. That's all I got. I just get highlights of this wrong.
That's fine. Okay. Finance.
The only thing I really have is that we are about with about $250,000 left to pay on the corridor project. So we've already paid for half of it after running AP for October, which is good because I mean it kind of gives us an idea of what's going to be left in the capital that can go towards the cracks or the roof or whatever. And after we get our levy funding in October, there should be $250,000 to $300,000 in there that we should be able to spend on other capital projects. They're coming up. Everything else is I'm finishing up the year-end financial. I submitted it on Friday to ESG, so still waiting for that to come back. But we're pretty much what I said last month. We're ending where you guys saw we were last year. So or last month. It's about 470 for the general fund over ending the year. So yeah, it's just that kind of in between month. We're ending last year, beginning of this year as far as all of my financial stuff goes. October's usually kind of crazy, but it's been okay this year. So
Is the green page as the capital project?
yes. On the back side. 515,000, but this is September's end of September, so you have to take the capital project bills off for this month to get our actual, and then another $250,000 that will go for the quarter project, but we also don't have our levy revenue on here yet for October, so that's where I think we'll end up with about 300,000 overall then. Oh, buses. So they were delayed. They were supposed to be here. We have one now coming in November and then possibly another one in December.
You ever done the sports game?
Okay. So weird.
I don't know at what point, I've already, I've talked to, a couple people over there. It's kind of seems kind of weird to be nagging somebody for a bill, so I don't know where to go from here, just waiting. I have that in my mind, that money set aside for that, so it's not, I just wanna be prepared for when it does come, so.
So we could start this roof repair thing with our 300,000 on some of these. I mean, because that roof stuff should be done before winter, for sure. I mean,
Yeah, we're running out of time.
I know where, yeah, but I'm just saying, as soon as
Capital.
You can't use capital for the roof.
I don't know why we couldn't.
I would assume so.
Why couldn't we? I mean, I think we can.
I mean, we've used it before, it's not like it's just normal maintenance, it is a capital project, so.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of takes it from the maintenance into the capital.
I mean, we gotta stop that water running down the walls. I don't care if we fix the cracks, I really don't, not this year, but the roofs I want fixed.
Except for the ones you can see there, like pressure fix it.
I don't think there's any, I don't think we can see it.
No, there's one.
Is there? Is there?
Yeah.
Is
Or
there?
you can see into the,
You see it there.
Greenhouse, yeah.
Oh,
So there's a layer of insulation on the outside because of the greenhouse, so it'll be okay.
Yes, now I'm second guessing that. What was, I guess, what was in our levy that we ran for capital, did we have repairs for roof in our capital levy that we ran last time?
probably not.
We need to look at that, so, let's see if there's anything written in there, that's all we're still doing.
But I know that we could take funds,
We can borrow.
we can borrow
but-
funds and then replace that funds
Yeah, we
when it
can.
comes in.
With interest, but, I mean.
Well, it's just interest to ourselves. I mean, so,
Well, because it could cost us a bunch more money if we don't get it done before this one.
yeah.
So,
So we, by next meeting, we'll know if we're gonna do an emergency, with
Yep.
emergency grant.
Yeah.
At
Greg
that
told me,
point,
Greg told me
it's,
that you'd have a number of both the cracks and the roof.
Yeah, get that too.
Either this week or beginning of next week.
Okay,
so then we can compile that 300,000. If we have
Yes.
600, see what we can do, get started.
yes.
Get
How
after.
fast do they get that contractor like that to work on something like that?
Well, if it's a roof, but
Cause,
he actually asked me, he said, yeah, but it's not like you're repairing the whole roof,
right,
you're just adding on.
Put that on,
He said you need a contractor. So I was thinking about calling on it, so, you know,
Darren,
Darren, we, once Drake gives me a ballpark number for the roofing, then I'm gonna have Darren come up and actually look at it and see if it's ready. But how do you feel?
yeah.
I was just
We
thinking,
do
we have a
need to find
short
out if we
time
can
till
use
the winter months are
what
here,
we've
so.
got for-
Well, I don't, okay. I know that we can borrow from capital levy for projects and then replace the money.
Yes, let me pull out our.
I know we can do that.
It's in there.
Yes, that's the worst case scenario. That's the worst, okay, that's, I'm 90% sure.
If we can't,
Legally.
if we just can't use that money now.
Correct, okay. So, I don't think we had anything about roofing.
I the last time told me.
I thought we put something like
We might
general,
have had,
like
we
building
might have had
structures.
something in the, about the roof on, for the gym.
Oh,
You
maybe
know,
that's-
the
that's
flat
what we
roof,
have.
which we did repair the flat roof.
Could
with
we
capital
not,
levy money.
did we have something with like building structure, I mean, could it, I don't know, we could just,
It sure seems like there's a way to.
I don't know, there's
Take that
gotta be a way
but-
to,
I mean, there's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. There has to be.
I think it does, it says the existing condition of school facilities and the institution of new instructional programs provide the district to continue to support the modernization, renovation, and improvement of school facilities.
qualifies.
We're in business. We're in business. I just want the water to quit running down the wall. And you put some caulk in that whole, set for the winter. on your green.
We can stuff some installation.
We can do that.
Paper, we can stuff some newspaper.
Anything you want, just stuff it in there for now. That's all I care about.
Probably not one of those corners.
Let's use some really nice silicone and hold it all together. It'll be fun. I've used worse things. I got the other twine. We can do whatever we need to.
Absolutely. Can't fix it.
I'm gonna tell you what, guys, what they're gonna put in those brick cracks is gonna be a silicone type of situation. It's not, you're not gonna like the looks of it. But that's what it's gonna be. I've seen it before. So, yeah. What do you think, Tanya? You can let me spend the $300,000 on the roof?
Yeah, I think there's enough in here that, I mean, in a lot of it just says for the board. Sorry, I just read that. Board, advisable by the board. Projects, in this resolution to pay costs of the project, all as may be authorized by law and determined necessary and advisable by the board.
Okay. Anything else on finance?
No.
I would entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Okay. I move we approve September payroll and October bills in the amount of $331,064.17.
Moved and seconded to pay the September payroll, October bills in the amount of $331,064.17. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, pay the bills, please. Okay, executive session. How long? You want an executive session?
I was guessing 30 minutes.
I'll say 45.
Okay.
We're going to do executive session authorized under RCW 42-30-110 for the purpose of evaluating application for public employment and reviewing performance of a public employee. No final action on these matters to be taken during the 45-minute executive session.
Okay.